All right, so we're getting ready to turn our sprinklers back on for the season. So we were just going to do a quick little video of what we do here. So this is our pressure vacuum breaker. So when we winterized, we turned the these ball valves to the middle so they could always drain. So we're going to turn those back to the closed position. It should be straight up and down like that. And then this one should be, since it's pointing down, we're going to do crossways on that one. Let's double check on the side that it is closed, which it is. So that ball valve is now closed. We also do, on these ones, we do those ones kind of a quarter turn so they drain as well, so we don't get any water trapped in there. So same thing on this one. This one we want it to be open, so we're going to turn this straight up and down, and we're going to turn this one straight in. So when this is the same direction as the flow of water, that means it's open. So same thing down here, that's open. And then we'll go to our valves in the ground. A lot of times these are color coded. They'll be painted, one will be painted red, one will be black.
Stay here by yourself.
So in case they're not like that, they should be the same thing inside, just have a red and a black. But down inside is where our valves are. And I don't know if we can truly get a good look. You can kind of see down there. But let me see if I can get a flashlight and we'll look at this a little bit better. All right, so we got the flashlight turned on now. So you can kind of see down there. Got a valve. It's not focusing very well, but valve down there. Valve down there. Doesn't seem like it's focusing very well, but same type of thing. It'll be, this one just happens to be an X on the top. Same thing over here, X on the top. So if you don't know which one is which, you're just going to see which one you can turn in the clockwise direction. That would be the drain. And you'll want to close the drain, and then you'll want to open the other valve, which is the flow of water to the house. And then should be all good. So I'll see if I can get my little, here's my little tool right here, with basically like a V at the bottom. So we'll put that down the one side here, and we'll see if we can get that onto the valve. So it's not focusing very well, but it's on the valve. I'm going to try to turn this one clockwise. So this is the red one. Clockwise it won't go, so we know that we have to go to the other side. So that means the red was the from the street to our sprinkler system, and then this one's going to be the drain. So I'm going to close this one all the way. That's going to close our drain for our sprinkler system. This is what we would have opened at the end of the season to let all the water drain out of our system. And then we'll jump back over here to the main one. It's going to let water from the street into our sprinkler system. And trying to do this with one hand. There we go. Still don't know if we could see that, but I'll open that, and then you should see like a quick surge of water in your pressure vacuum breaker. And that should be it. Should hear it real quick. Should turn on. And then we're just kind of looking to see if we have any major leaks. So that's kind of what we're looking for. Get out of the hole. Looking for major leaks. Normally what happens is, if you don't winterize this properly, this potentially might crack. You might have stuff internal that might break. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll put a union right here, and they'll put a union right here, or they'll probably more offset this. That way this is idiot proof. When you put it back together, you'll maybe cut this one low and cut this one real high, so it can only go back on one way. And then they'll just remove this whole system before winter hits, and they'll take that whole part off. That way that part doesn't freeze, and pretty simplistic to put back together. But that's kind of the way that we're going to do it. And then we can go turn our sprinklers on and then go through the whole routine of checking to see if all your sprinklers are working, and hopefully they're not staying on too long and things like that. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. All right, so here we are. This is our controller. So you can see right now it shows off. We're gonna put this to auto. Depends on what your controller looks like. And your controller is basically just gonna control all your different stations. So depending on how many stations you have, that's gonna do that. For us, we are going to, this is an Orbit controller. It has a wireless feature. We got a controller there if we wanted to do that, but this is how I'm going to start and see if all of my stations are working. I'm just going to hit manual one time, and then it says all, so that means it's going to run through all my stations, including drip stations. So mine are set for the first station for 12 minutes. So it'll run for 12 minutes. We'll just be able to see how everything looks. If all the sprinklers are right, you'll be able to check for sprinklers that maybe you got run over by something or they got frozen or something like that. And you'll be able to go through and replace all those ones that need to be replaced. That's it. See ya. All right, so this is our first station. It's everything's working. Everything's spraying in the right direction. Nothing's squirting up in the air, so perfect. We'll go to the next one. There we go. Station number 2. Looks like everything's working. Got one right there. Probably, maybe it's not popping up, or maybe there's too much grass over it, but that'll get fixed. We just want to make sure that there's nothing squirting up in the air, looking ridiculous. There's our next station. It pops up. No crazy streams. So doing well. It's windy out, so that's why the water's flying all over the place. There's another one. Another station. All the sprinklers are good. So obviously our grass needs some watering. Pretty brown. Next station, looking all good. We always got to be careful of these corners here. A lot of times, sometimes the corners will stay up and they get hit by the kids mowing the grass. So always have to just double check. Obviously, we'll dig that one out a little bit. That way, it won't be spraying into the grass, but otherwise, everything looks good. All right, there's our next station. So it started with 14 minutes. So I'm assuming because it's longer that's the way that it was set up for drip. So we'll go take a look, see if we got any leaks on the drip. All right, so this one's drip. So you can see a couple misters out here. So we're really just looking for making sure we don't have water squirting all over the place somewhere. So it looks pretty good there. So that's, I want to say maybe this is the first of the drip. Maybe it continues somewhere else, so we'll have to go look. There's our perfect example, like I was just talking about, as far as some of these heads not going down. So this one didn't pop down, so we have to go through and kind of make sure before we mow, pop those down, make sure we don't accidentally run over them and have to replace them. All right, so here's a perfect example of kind of what we're looking for. This little mister is just laying sideways, so it might be that it was supposed to be in one of these things like this. It's supposed to hold it straight up, and it got knocked out of it or something like that. So we'll look for where that might be somewhere, and we'll get it fixed. But that's what we're looking for right there. That one's just laying, so we need to prop it back up so we can get some water on our little plants over here. All right, so out in the back, we have some rotary style ones. So we'll try to figure out, make sure we're getting some water to this brown spot. That's the type of things we're looking for. Making sure we're getting water to all the spots. It almost looks like it's misting by the time it gets to the brown spot, so we might have to figure something else out solution wise if this one over here isn't going to cover. So move on to the next section. Those ones look like they're all working right. We'll go from there. Looks like we're all good on the next section. All the sprinklers are spraying. Nothing's spraying up in the air, so we should be good. All those are all right. Nothing squirting up in the air. And then the next stuff, I believe, is drip again. And I can just hear it somewhere spraying. Like we've got a issue right there. So that's kind of how we find what's going on. So that'll be something we need to fix right there. And then probably our last drip station. Didn't let any water's coming out of that one. Not there. Got one here that's not standing up. Let's get back in the, got planted back in the dirt a little bit, so that way that can get to something. Feel like we got a cracked union right there, coupler. That'll need to get fixed. So this one looked like it got disconnected at some point. It's supposed to go to the bottom of this. Bottom of this. It got broken off or something. One laying down. One laying down right there. One popped out of the deal. One leaned over. So a few to fix, but that's kind of what we're trying to do. Just come out there, see if all the drip lines and everything's running, see if there's anything we can fix, and that's how we get our sprinkler system up and running.